Welcome artists to this product review video and painting tutorial using the Earthberry Pastel new Grand Canyon set. I'm going to be sharing more about these pastels as I create this lovely southwestern landscape. Before beginning this tutorial, I wanted to share the exciting news that you could win this set of pastels. First way to win is simply comment I want to win. Of course, you can leave other comments as well, but that will let me know you want to win this set of pastels. Be sure to like this video as well, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. The winner will be randomly chosen from those comments, and I will reach out to you as a reply from your comment. And by the way, I'm so sorry to my friends down under in Australia. Earthberry Pastels doesn't ship to Australia. And the second set will be given to anyone who's already an existing patron of mine. Once again, I'll make that announcement on March 3rd. Be sure to take advantage of that 10% off coupon code if you're going to be buying some Earthberry pastels. So good luck, everyone. Hello, creative friends. Welcome to Monet Cafe Studio. I'm artist Susan Jenkins. I am thrilled to bring you a product review video and a painting tutorial using this product of a pastel brand that I love. It's Earthberry Pastels. They are a company in Russia, and I have used their pastels before and absolutely love them. I'm going to be describing a lot why I love them while I'm painting, but I also wanted to share just some beautiful things about this company. Like I said, they're from Russia. You need to get on their website and check out their story in their About section. It's a family-owned company, and they manufacture the pastels themselves. And I also love that they're very environmentally friendly. Everything in their packaging is just very earth friendly. And I also love, I think many people will love this, they are non-toxic. They don't use any toxic material. One of the things I love is that on their little reference sheet that they provide, it has all of the colors with a section you can fill in each color. Not only that, on the back, it shows pictures of some of the elements that are literally used to create the pastels. All of their pastels are made from natural, earthy products. Isn't that so cool? And just too much more to mention. But I'm going to be painting this beautiful southwestern scene. And by the way, these colors work great for southwestern landscapes, but I think these colors could work well for any painting. I'm thinking of using some of these for a cloud tutorial I have coming soon. So if you're a patron of mine, you're going to see the full painting tutorial and get my color notes that I provide for my patrons on my Patreon page. On the Monet Cafe channel, you'll have a sped up version, but you should enjoy this whole process. So let's dive into this set of pastels and get to painting. So I obviously used primarily this Earthberry set of the Grand Canyon selection of pastels. The colors are so gorgeous, not only for southwestern scenes, but I can see multiple purposes, many different subject matters you could paint. So don't think you just have to buy it for Southwest landscapes. I use some other brands of pastels as well, and I'll talk about them as I paint. Now let's talk about this reference image. I used one of my favorite sites to find copyright-free reference images. It's unsplash.com, and I went ahead and created an album. You can create albums with different subject matter with beautiful Southwest landscape scenery. If you're a patron of mine, I'm going to include a link to my album where you can check out some of these photos and paint some Southwest scenes yourself. Now, the photo that I used was a beautiful photo of a cactus, and I want to give credit to the photographer, who is Jeremy Alford. Thank you so much, Jeremy. And I believe this may be a saguaro cactus. The only reason I know that is I had a book I used to read to my son when he was little, like 3 or 4, and he had a lisp and he called it a saguaro cactus. Funny, these things you just always remember from your kids, right? The surface that I chose is a pastel surface. It's made by Art Spectrum and it's called Color Fix. This is their rainbow pack and it's just what it says. It has so many different colors within the package. Because I wanted to capture some of the warmth of the scene, I chose a nice warm color called Raw Sienna. It looks a little darker in this picture than it does in my studio. And also these can be bought in individual sheets. You can also buy another another pack that this color is in. It's called their Warm Pack, and I'll have links to these products in the description of the video. I'm just going to use a pastel pencil here to get in a sketch, and I wanted to mention that this surface that I'm using is the original texture. It's a little more coarse. They also sell a smooth texture in Color Fix, so I just want to make sure you guys knew that. I'm speeding up the sketch portion. I think you can get the general idea. I loved the composition already. Sometimes I'll take a photo and I'll tweak the composition or change some things, but it was such a strong and pleasing composition. I think the photographer Jeremy did a great job framing it out. And again, I was reminded of this book I read to my son years ago with a saguaro cactus, and I just really loved it. Now, I live in Florida. Many of you may know we don't have a lot of desert scenes. It doesn't mean I don't like painting Southwest scenes. I just haven't done it a whole lot. So I really enjoyed this, and I really love the fact that Earthberry has this Grand Canyon set. And I'll go ahead and let you know before I start painting that I chose to really punch up the color in this. As you can see, the reference image is beautiful, but it's very neutral in color and kind of dark. And you can see where is the light coming from. That's always a great thing to identify before beginning a painting. We can see from the cactus itself that it's coming from the upper right-hand side, and I chose to accentuate that glimmer of light. I'm going to make it very warm, capturing that on the right side of that cactus. So I just get in a few elements. I don't overdo the sketch, and now I'm ready to paint. The rest of this tutorial will be sped up substantially, but not as fast as you see on some channels. But over on my Patreon page, I have much slower speeds and all of my full commentary for the rest of this tutorial. And that's an example why I've had many of you who've followed my channel for a long time become patrons of mine. And it's not just for the lessons. I often talk about the beautiful community of artists we have on my Patreon page. I get to see your work. It's a beautiful family. Now let's dive into this absolutely gorgeous set of Earthberry Pastels. These colors are just so wonderful. I'd like to reiterate how much I love their packaging, being all natural, earth-friendly, and the fact that these pastels are non-toxic. You don't have to worry about anything dangerous in this set of pastels. Now, I chose this beautiful turquoise color. Look how beautifully it layers on this Color Fix surface, and it's such a nice complementary color to the orange rusty color of the Color Fix surface. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of this painting tutorial, which is sped up a bit. If you would like the full tutorial with all of my commentary, consider becoming a patron of mine on my Patreon page. It's really easy. It's only $5 a month. You can cancel at any time, and you become part of a community of beautiful artists. I get to see your work, and there's so much more. But if not, go ahead, enjoy the rest of this and the recap on how to win at the end. I do want to share a little bit about the painting process here. This month in Monet Cafe and on my Patreon page, we're focusing on painting shadows. And I have found that a great way to create exciting shadows is to avoid just painting grays or darker values. Purple is a great color. So you saw the three purple pastels I started with. And even though we come in afterwards and we add other colors with soft pastels, if you layer the way we should layer, you're not with a super heavy hand, it allows those colors underneath to influence the rest of the painting. And purples are just a great way to achieve a nice, definitely shadowy effect, but also to bring life and color to your painting. I have questions often about how do I achieve the color that I have in my paintings? How do you change the color that you see in a reference image? And a lot of times it's just strategies like this, knowing that I can push the boundaries of color if I keep the values correct and if I obey the rules of color and color temperature. Now, let me talk a little bit more about these Earthberry Pastels. These colors are just so gorgeous. I want to share not only this set, but many of their sets. I like their Wildflowers set as well. I also like the fact that they have some pastels called Chameleon Pastels. There's a little set, I need to make a little video on this, that's got some beautiful purples in it. And their Chameleon Pastels literally change color when you rub them. Now, I've tested this. It's true. You layer the color and it's one color and you rub it and it before your eyes, it changes color. It's so fascinating. Another thing I really like about Earthberry Pastels is their shape. They're somewhat rectangular, but they're not the same dimension all the way around. They're a little bit flat. Terry Ludwig's are also rectangular, but they're more like the same dimension all the way around. And this nice little flat rectangular shape is just so great for getting into all kinds of different spaces when you're painting with pastels. And I love the application. They're soft and buttery, and they work well for beginning layers or even for layering final layers. So they're a really nice, versatile pastel. Now I'm substantially darkening this foreground and the cactus. I mentioned over on my Patreon page, in hindsight, I would have darkened the cactus a little bit more at the beginning. You can see in the reference image, it's quite a bit darker in value than many of the other elements. So I came back in with this darker green pastel and used it to darken things by getting into the grooves of this cactus. And even though I'm layering some of these darks, do you see how that purple is still showing through? And it really does create some color excitement. Also notice the beautiful influence of that reddish color of the Color Fix surface still peeking through. When I first started pastel painting, I had a tendency to be very heavy-handed. I didn't really know what I was doing. That's how this channel started, by the way, is me just searching and trying to find ways to get better at this medium and sharing my journey along the way. But I learned to embrace the fact that you want things to look a little unfinished for quite a while. Now I am making some finishing marks. You can see the layering process of how I put the purples down, then I put down some of my darks, and finally I'm layering some of these greens. And that's what I would have done to begin with as a pastel artist. I would have painted all of the colors that I saw in the reference image, not understanding about this aspect of layering. We're literally layering value and color. I would say we're painting kind of from the inside out. Now I wanted to add some beautiful turquoise colors because I had turquoise in the sky. This is called color echoing. So instead of just using the green, I know that I had some cooler shadowy areas in those spaces, the recesses of this cactus. And color echoing will bring harmony and just a beautiful life to your painting. So I loved pulling that turquoise in. Now, final marks, just some little more turquoise, even in some of the landscape, just some little mark making for some of the little leaves and things that are in the foreground, even pulling some of the turquoise down into the grasses and working still with getting my darks to be a nice lead-in for this painting. Some of the strongest focal energy I felt that I wanted to capture was the fact that light from the sun was catching just barely on the right sides of that main cactus in the foreground. And so I used some beautiful oranges and yellows and golden colors to just capture that beautiful sunlight and just working it throughout the painting. And I felt like this painting had beautiful color, even though it wasn't exactly like the reference image. It was representative of a gorgeous southwestern scene with light and shadow and exciting color. So this is the final, and even though I didn't use exclusively the Earthberry pastels, I used quite a few from the set. If you're a patron of mine, you will get my color notes on this set and all of the other goodies I'm always talking about. As a recap, if you would like to be eligible to win this set of pastels, just comment in this video, "I want to win." Like I said, you can make other comments if you like. I love to hear what you have to say. But also, if you're already an existing patron of mine, you're automatically eligible to win. I will be announcing the winner on March 3rd. Good luck, everyone, and as always, God bless and happy painting.